Oh, hello there. Welcome to another daily devotion here at Emmanuel. The passage that we have this morning is from Luke chapter 9, verses 28 to 50. And it begins with what's known as the Transfiguration, this wonderful appearing of Jesus in all his glory. And he's there speaking to Moses and Elijah. The disciples at first are asleep and then wake up to see Jesus in his glory. I don't know about you, but the verse that really stands out to me in this passage is 33, which is Peter's response to what is going on here. He says, "Master, it is good that we are here. Let us make 3 tents, one for you and one for Moses and one for Elijah." Now some might say this is just an incidental detail in this passage and not really what the passage is about at all. But have you ever considered the theological importance of tents? Well, let's dive in. To begin this journey, we have to begin at the beginning. Genesis and chapter 1. And there we see Adam and Eve living outdoors. But strangely, no tent. That's explained in chapter 3. There was no need for a tent before then. Before the fall, such was their relationship with God. But what happens in chapter 3? After the fall, we see God graciously covering Adam and Eve. It says that in chapter 3, verse 21. And perhaps that is where the theology of tents really begin. In the book of Exodus, really tents come into their own. Exodus is one of the great narratives of the Bible and is God's journey leading his people through the wilderness towards the promised land. And really, in one sense, that journey and experience of the wilderness culminates in the creation of the tabernacle. What's the tabernacle? Well, it's just a really big tent. The tent that God's presence dwelt in with his people. And so significant was this journey for the Jewish people that God, and we see in Leviticus, that God instituted a festival of booths, a festival of temporary shelters, so that they would always remember their time through the wilderness, God leading them. And that practice of living in temporary shelters and the festival of booths continues in Jewish custom even to this day. Now you might think when we get to the New Testament that all this stuff about tents goes away. Well, not only have we seen it referenced in this passage that we read this morning, but consider who is the person who has written more New Testament books than anyone else. Of course, it's the Apostle Paul. The Apostle Paul, what was his profession? Acts 18 verse 3, a tent maker. Coincidence? Tents have played an important role in our church history as well. Consider significant moments in our past as a church. Your Downs Bible Weeks, your Stoneleys, your New Days. What do we see at all these occasions? People in tents, people in tents, people in tents. What does this mean for us then today? Perhaps you don't have a tent. Maybe now is the time to go and get one. It seems that we're not going to be going abroad on our holidays this year anyway. Maybe you already have a tent. Why not consider today putting this passage in action and spending a night in your tent, in your garden, with your family tonight? Experience the significance of tents for yourself. Hope you've enjoyed this devotional today. Happy 1st of April to you. I hope no one else fools you today. Have a great one. See you soon.